The Mountain West is contemplating future member additions. Conference realignment is always in the news, so we're back on the Big Mountain to keep you updated. Hey, welcome back to the Big Mountain. I am JY. I have a brief Mountain West update, both regarding membership and media value. Let's start with membership. As I have said continually since January, since NIU was announced to be a football member, the Mountain West is not done adding members. This was further evidenced here recently by a new article from Extra Points saying that the Mountain West is considering focusing on additional non-football members. They look to improve both their basketball quality and other sport sponsoring memberships, increasing those numbers. As for schools, Extra Points has mentioned Utah Valley. For those that follow us here on the Big Mountain closely, you know I have been focused on the Big West and the WAC here over the past few months as changes are happening there. Follow everything conference realignment, especially in the West Coast here, and we were one of, if not the first, to report that the Big West had voted to approve an invitation to both Cal Baptist and to Utah Valley. Thus far, Cal Baptist has accepted that invitation, but as we have said in the past here, UVU has several options and they are weighing everything that they have right now, and that could include joining the Mountain West. One conference I was told a little while back is actually would be paying them to join that conference. So UVU definitely has a lot of suitors here. Again, Utah Valley could have some interest here of the Mountain West, especially since now the Mountain West has no Utah members. Of course, they just recently lost or will be losing Utah State, and that really is the one hole if you look at the geographical locations of the Mountain West. The state of Utah is kind of the gap there for them, but potentially Utah Valley could be filling that in, as well as other schools that may have interest. You know, if you watch us, I have been talking about St. Mary's being of great interest to the PAC. I do believe it's likely they will get an invitation to the PAC, but I'm also hearing that the Mountain West has interest in St. Mary's. We've talked about that before, and so we'll see what happens. If that falls apart with the PAC there for St. Mary's, I wouldn't be surprised if the Mountain West, potentially takes a swing at them as well for membership in the Mountain West Conference. And like I said, there's been interest there for a while, but let's look a little further at what other schools may be looking to join the Mountain West. And I have been told there's a few other schools, non-football playing members, that the Mountain West might be targeting here. And I will give you three right now outside of UVU and St. Mary's. They're all in California, and they are UC Irvine, UC San Diego, and then San Francisco. Of course, Irvine and San Diego are currently both in the Big West Conference, and they were the top two teams in that conference this year for men's basketball. So again, looking at this year, definitely very solid basketball program. San Francisco finished third in men's basketball in the West Coast Conference here just this past year that just ended. Of course, UC Irvine, UC San Diego are both very interesting because it gets the Mountain West back into Southern California, as San Diego State is now leaving to join the PAC. Again, that's an area in which the Mountain West does not have any members, so adding the likes of Irvine and or San Diego could be really interesting here for the Mountain West. I know I've had several commenters comment on specifically San Diego as possibly being a school that the Mountain West would look at. So again, those are three schools outside of UVU, which is absolutely looking to make a change, they're going to be leaving the WAC. The question is, where do they go? I believe St. Mary's is likely headed to the PAC. So, if those two schools maybe aren't on the table, or maybe they're looking to add more than one, again, let's look in that Southern California. And of course, the Bay Area, there was San Francisco, another one that could make sense for the Mountain West as well. We focus here on football. That's the main topic that we do here on the Big Mountain, and realignment around football. But of course, massive Mountain West followers as well. And I think this could have impacts on the Mountain West if they're able to add another one or two non-football playing members. As football, I still have Tarleton State and North Dakota State at the top of my list if they are looking to move forward in adding full memberships or even a football-only member there. So I still have them there. This is more non-football playing members, as I've been saying. And I think if Texas State moves to the PAC, again, something I believe is going to happen, I think that elevates the likelihood of Tarleton State possibly becoming a member for the Mountain West as well. That's an area I know they are interested in there in the heart of Texas. They're close to Dallas-Fort Worth. It's a place that Steve and I both think the Mountain West needs to be. Speaking of media here, because that's why they'll be looking into the state of Texas and recruiting and other things, but speaking of media, I've had several people tell me recently here that the Mountain West Conference is pushing to get to a media value of $5 million per member. That is smack dab in the middle of the range I have been giving for a very long time, that range of $4 to $6 million. I think a $5 million per member media agreement would be a great number for this Mountain West Conference in 2026. I think it is doable. I have said 4 to 6 for a long time. Of course, 5's right smack dab in the middle. And I absolutely think that's doable. And if they're able to still be additive with some of these members, both non-football and football members, to make sure they're getting that $5 million per, they're absolutely going to be doing that. So had to put something out here in terms of some of these non-football members. Again, there was an article on this, but I was given even more information than what was in that article by Extra Points regarding other members. Again, San Diego, Irvine, San Francisco, maybe some schools, Mountain West fans you should be paying attention to. Of course, if we have any more news, we will be giving it to you. We will keep our eyes forward, our ears to the ground, bringing you all the information, keeping you as up to date as you can be for the Mountain West. So, hey, we thank you guys for watching this episode. If you're interested in a discussion on the House settlement that is likely going to be coming, we just did a live show last evening. You can go back and take a look at that. We had a special guest on, Immaculate, where we talked about some of the ongoings, maybe some of the questions with what may come out of the House settlement. So, hey, we thank you guys for watching this episode. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe if you like our content. We'll see you all next time on the Big Mountain.